Alright, we gotta be adults when talking about this. As a third seed of the Knicks rods, why did we come playing like the Rizzler when he broke his hand while hitting the ring bell? And the Knicks just can't play a team above 500. We couldn't even beat the Magic when they were injury riddled. Now we're in our third straight loss of the series against the Boston Celtics. We've been held over 110 points. We are frauds. It is difficult to cope with that when it comes to how a pro basketball team should conduct when we're third best. And our margin of being better than the Celtics and the Cavaliers have been dropped to now we're Indiana Pacer, Milwaukee Buck level. We are totally defined off just the production of Brunson, OG, and Cat with our lack of depth around the rotation. Like, if we even look at the Knicks, we play like the Islanders, with forgetting Mitchell Robinson's part of the team. It just gets hilarious whenever people try to put us in the conversation of conducting ourselves, all because we wanted to try to build over the Nova boys with a fringe max contract player that couldn't even get an injury reserve spot in the All-Star game. Now, I'm not saying that anytime you try to get a big piece to rotate around the team, that they should be all NBA level the first time they debut as the Knicks. But the past two seasons, we had deadline sleeper picks that got us into near 10 game win streaks around the start of the second half of the season. And then we get destroyed by the Celtics for the third time! We've allowed 131 points against this fucking team every time we play. Explain this to me, New York. What's going on? What's the major malfunction? 118 to 105. I got it right here. 118 to 105. 131 to 104. 132 to 109. This was opening night. We had garbage time players around like the 10th minute of the fourth quarter. That's how poorly we play against real basketball teams. And the over-reliance in the starting rotation with Thibodeau has been apparent. They'll outwork you niggas like you guys have no union. Jason Tatum only played 25 minutes. Only 25. Brunson and Hart only combined for 42. That's a shocker right there. This shows that we have a lack of depth over the perimeter game. The only people that we have with any long-range threat is Cameron Payne and Miles McBride. And Miles McBride only got 2 points. Trash. Karl Anthony Towns and Brunson's high production rate, without adding anything else over on the defensive floor, can't do shit. We need a real 5 to rim protect and switch over to the perimeter. And Achua is already like a power forward in size alone. He's like a undersized power forward that can switch on defense. And we're already playing with like a battered and beaten OG Anunoby and Josh Hart that flopped his way from half court off the middle of transition to do anything to stop the Celtics' reign of terror. We are just an overrated basketball team, and probably Knicks fans are not going to admit it. Mikal Bridges only 14 fucking points. Is abysmal. You Suns fans be dick sucking this guy out because of one finals loss and you guys think that you ain't shit. At least my grandmother can remember the last time we won NBA finals. Suns fans gotta go back ancestors when the last time they won an NBA finals. And yet I gotta hear this bullshit about Mikal Bridges being the key piece over OG Anunoby? High volume hinge bullshit crooked shot that's somehow more inefficient than Cameron Payne on a good day. We can't outperform with a healthy Kristaps Porzingis scoring as many points as our third highest scorer. He scored more than our fourth highest scorer. And Josh Hart had 20. In what world is he damn near a triple-double? Well, Mikal Bridges can't even average around 15 to close us up to at least a 3-point game. We can't even give the business of at least a close competitive game. And I understand the Celtics are a top seed. But the Cavaliers are just a seed ahead of us, and every time they play, they trade wins. But this doesn't have to do with just the Boston Celtics. No. We've lost to the Hawks. We've lost to the fucking Hawks. Yeah, we only won 3 out of our first 5, beating the Miami Heat and Detroit Pistons. And the Pistons have cleaned up their mess, but they're not in the level that the Knicks could play with their own starting 5 on paper. Then we had a 4 straight losing streak, losing to the Bulls and the Magic. Oh, we also can't beat the Thunder either. Give us like a team outside of play-in conversation and actual legit playoff contendingship that we can beat in a full series. And you can't give me that. There's more legitimacy that the Minnesota Timberwolves can be how they were back in 2022 and make it back to the Western Conference Finals to this. This is abysmal. Yes, we go into a 7-game win streak. But when we lose to real basketball teams, hell, we lost to the Pistons. We lose to teams that actually give a shit and actually can rotate. A newly promoted G Leaguer and some basic garbage time fodder shouldn't be good enough to start over in the rotation for the Knicks. I understand one loss doesn't define the team, but it does define how we're going to play for the long term. And this is how we've been playing all fucking season. The only thing we can't get back is all those 6th-round picks for Mikal Bridges. And we had Jericho Sims. That was borderline worthless. Hoku Porty should have been getting more minutes. Delon Wright, that we have, should have gotten more minutes. Karl Anthony Towns. Sorry, I'm not trying to make a fat joke. That was literal illiteracy right there. Karl Anthony Towns should be resting. The guy has been using one leg since November. We shouldn't be trying to overexert or starting rotation. No one is saying about fucking load management. People are saying get a rotation that you're confident with so we don't exhort our superstars before the playoffs. That has nothing to do with load management. That has something to do with roster management. Rotations. Shift up your depth. And Tibbs is so reluctant that he has such a disciplined system where he can be over-reliant on board management and only letting his guards be the prime distributor and highest scorer, just like how D Rose was. And guess what? His ass was broken as well. His career had way more promise than expected. And now that's possibly going to be the Knicks' hopes and dreams, because we still haven't even touched the conference finals since having more expectations of being a legit contender in the playoffs. I'll be glad that we make it over to the second round the way we play. Because right now, the Pacers that started off the first half of the season, I think the first 20 games, they were struggling to stay around the middle seeds. They were around 6. The Orlando Magic is now just a game below 500, but still one of the more competitive teams. Pistons have regained legitimacy as a playoff contender. They are now 6th seed after being a bottom seed lottery franchise, after being part of limbo in the Eastern Conference where they couldn't get a first round pick to save their lives or a top seed in the playoffs to save their life. And now finally Cade Cunningham is resurging to where he can actually make a team be contenders. The only thing I can do at this point is just laugh at the Sixers. Other than that, I find no confidence that the Knicks can make it to the conference finals. You'll probably see Celtics and Bucks, Cavaliers and Bucks, Cavaliers and Celtics, Pacers and Celtics, or Cavaliers and Pacers. Hell, the Pistons can make a Cinderella run. We've seen this before. And it just surprises me. Because we got Mikal Bridges for so much draft assets, while Mitchell, while Luka Doncic already got traded for a guy over an IR. He gets fat shamed until he drops 32 against the Denver Nuggets. Explain that to me. That's it for me over on the DST show. Like, comment, subscribe for more. You guys feel like the Knicks are going to be frauds for the remainder of the season? It's an only hiccup, or just the Celtics are just a way better team? Mind you, we couldn't even beat above 500 Western Conference team if our life depended on it. So you tell me. Beating the Kings, Bulls, Hornets are only going to get you that far, and the Hornets have pushed us over the limit. We have barely got a plus 10 record against the Charlotte Hornets in deficit for the majority of the season. Josh Green pushed us to the limits to clutch up. We had to pray that a nigga missed a shot in that game. I'm being serious with you. But you guys feel like I'm overreacting, or I'm expecting too much high expectation over this team, or we feel like this team is a bit worse than last year. That's it for me over in the DC show. Like, comment, subscribe for more. That's it for me. You guys enjoy the rest of your week.